Wait, before you close this video and give up on learning English, just give me a few minutes.
Because what we're about to share might completely change the way you think about English.
Hello everyone, welcome back to English with Jack and Amma.
I'm Amma.
And I'm Jack, and today's video is a bit different from our usual lessons.
It's not about vocabulary lists. It's not about grammar rules.
Today, we're talking directly to you, the person who has tried to learn English again and again and felt like giving up.
Maybe you've downloaded 5 apps, bought 2 courses, and started day 1 more times than you can count.
If that's you, please don't skip this video. Stay till the end because this one might be the video that changes everything for you.
We're going to cover why you feel stuck, the biggest myths about learning English, and a real, simple plan to keep going.
Let's get started.
So, Jack, let's be honest. Why do so many people give up on learning English?
Great question. I think there are 4 big reasons. Reason number 1, they compare themselves to others.
Oh, that's such a common one. People see someone speaking fluently online and think, I'll never be like that.
Exactly. But here's the truth. That fluent person also struggled once. Nobody starts fluent. Nobody.
Reason number 2, they expect results too fast.
Yes, people study for 2 weeks and think, why am I not fluent yet? But language learning takes months, sometimes years of consistent practice.
Reason number 3, they focus only on grammar and forget to actually speak.
Such an important point. You can memorize every grammar rule in the book and still freeze the moment you try to talk to a real person.
And reason number 4?
Reason number 4, they don't see proof of progress. So they assume they're not improving at all.
That's a big one. Progress in language learning is often invisible. You don't always notice it happening.
Exactly. It's like a plant growing. You don't see it move, but every day it's a little taller.
So if you're watching this and thinking, this is exactly me, don't worry. We're going to fix this together, step by step.
Amma, can I tell everyone something important?
Please do.
Learning English is not a race. It's not something you finish in 30 days and then you're done forever.
That's so true. It's a skill, like playing a sport, or cooking, or playing an instrument.
Exactly. Think about it. Nobody becomes a great cook after one lesson. You practice, you make mistakes, you burn the food sometimes.
We've all been there.
And slowly, you get better. English is exactly the same.
So instead of asking, why am I not fluent yet? Ask yourself, am I better than I was last month?
That's the real question. Progress, not perfection.
I love that. Progress, not perfection.
Say it with me, everyone. Progress, not perfection.
Write that down. Put it on your wall if you have to.
And here's another mindset shift. Stop thinking of English as a subject you have to pass. Think of it as a tool you're building, piece by piece.
That's a beautiful way to put it. A subject has a final exam. A tool just needs to work when you need it.
Exactly. And every day you practice, you're adding one more piece to that tool. Amma, I want to talk about something a lot of learners struggle with, the fear of making mistakes.
Oh, this is such a big one. So many people don't speak because they're afraid of being laughed at.
I understand that fear completely, but here's something important. Native speakers make mistakes too.
That's true. We say the wrong word sometimes, we mix up tenses, we forget names.
Exactly. Mistakes are part of speaking any language, even your first one.
So the goal isn't to speak perfectly. The goal is to communicate.
Yes, if someone understands what you mean, that's a success, even if your grammar wasn't 100% correct.
I remember when I was learning a new skill, I was so scared to try in front of others. But the moment I stopped caring about looking silly, I improved so much faster.
That's such good advice. The people who improve fastest are usually the ones who aren't afraid to make mistakes in public.
So here's our advice. Speak even if you're not sure. Speak even if it's not perfect.
Every mistake is a lesson.
not a failure.
And here's something else. Most people are far too busy thinking about their own English to judge yours. Nobody is watching you as closely as you think.
Huh, that's so true. We're all a little too worried about what others think. Okay, Amma, let's bust some common myths people believe about learning English.
I love this segment. Let's go. Myth number 1. I'm too old to learn a new language.
This is completely false. Adults can absolutely learn new languages. In fact, adults often learn faster than children in certain ways because they already understand grammar concepts from their first language.
Great point. Myth number 2. I need to move to an English-speaking country to become fluent.
Also false. With the internet, you can practice listening, speaking, and writing in English from anywhere in the world.
Myth number 3. I have no talent for languages.
This one is really damaging. Language learning isn't about talent. It's about consistent exposure and practice. Anyone can improve with the right approach.
Myth number 4. I need to master grammar before I can speak.
Definitely false. Babies speak before they learn grammar rules. You can absolutely start speaking with basic grammar and improve it over time.
Myth number 5. If I make mistakes, people will think I'm not smart.
This is one of the biggest myths, and honestly, one of the most harmful. Most people respect someone trying to speak a new language. Mistakes show effort, not lack of intelligence.
These myths hold so many people back. If you've believed any of these, it's time to let them go.
Exactly. None of these excuses are actually true barriers. They're just fears wearing a disguise. Okay, Emma, let's talk about something practical now. What actually helps people improve?
Small daily habits, not big, stressful study sessions. Just small, consistent actions every day.
Can you give some examples?
Sure. Number 1, listen to English for just 10 minutes a day. A song, a podcast, a video, anything.
That's such an easy one to start with. Number 2.
Number 2, speak to yourself in English. Even alone in your room, describe what you're doing.
I actually do this. I say things like, now I'm making tea, or I'm looking for my keys.
That's exactly it. It feels strange at first, but it builds real speaking confidence.
Number 3.
Number 3, learn 5 new words a day. Not 50, just 5. Small and manageable.
And number 4.
Number 4, watch videos or shows with English subtitles. It connects the sound of the word with the spelling.
Number 5.
Number 5, write 1 or 2 sentences a day about your day, even short ones. Today was busy. I finished my work early.
That's such a good habit for practicing sentence structure without pressure.
And finally, number 6, find one person, even online, to practice speaking with, even for 5 minutes a week.
These are all such simple habits, but they add up over time.
Exactly. Small steps done consistently create big results.
Small steps done consistently create big results. Everyone, write that down too. Emma, can I share something personal?
Of course, please do.
When I first started speaking English seriously, I was so nervous. I used to translate every sentence in my head first, before speaking.
Oh, I remember that too. It takes so much time and energy.
Exactly. It made me slow, and I would forget what I wanted to say halfway through the sentence.
What changed for you?
I stopped translating. I started thinking directly in English, even if it was just simple thoughts, like, I'm hungry, or this is nice.
That's such an important shift. Thinking in English, not translating.
It took time, but slowly, I stopped needing to translate. The words just came naturally.
That's incredible progress. What would you tell someone who is where you were before?
I would say, don't give up. It feels impossible at first, but one day, without even noticing, you'll realize you're just speaking. No translating, no stress, just speaking.
That's such a powerful message. Can I also share something?
Please do.
When I was younger, I was terrified of English classes. I would stay quiet the entire time, hoping the teacher wouldn't ask me anything.
I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling.
One day, a teacher told me something I never forgot. She said, Alama, the only way you'll ever get better is if you're willing to sound bad first.
Wow, that's powerful advice.
It completely changed how I approached speaking. I stopped waiting to feel ready, and I just started talking, mistakes and all.
And look at you now.
Exactly. It's proof that anyone can improve, no matter where they start.
Amma, let's talk about something people don't discuss enough, the listening problem.
Oh, this is such an important topic. A lot of learners can read English well, but really struggle to understand spoken English.
Exactly. Someone might understand a written sentence perfectly, but when a native speaker says it quickly, they get completely lost.
Why does this happen?
A few reasons. First, real speech is fast, and words often blend together. Second, native speakers use casual expressions and slang that aren't taught in textbooks.
So what's the solution?
The solution is exposure to real, natural English, not just slow, textbook English. Watch interviews, podcasts, vlogs, and shows made for native speakers, not just for learners.
That's such good advice. In the beginning, it will feel difficult and fast, but your ears adjust over time.
Exactly. It's like training a muscle. The more you listen, the more your brain learns to recognize patterns and sounds.
A great tip. Watch the same short video multiple times. First without subtitles, then with subtitles, then without again.
That's such a smart method. It trains your ear step by step.
Now, Jack, let's talk about the speaking problem. Why people freeze even when they know the words.
This is so common. People know the vocabulary, they understand the grammar, but the moment they need to speak, their mind goes blank.
Why does this happen?
It's usually not a language problem. It's a confidence problem. The brain is so busy worrying about mistakes that it forgets the words it already knows.
That makes so much sense. Fear literally blocks the brain from accessing information it already has.
Exactly. So the solution isn't more grammar study. It's more low-pressure speaking practice.
What do you mean by low pressure?
I mean practicing in situations where mistakes don't matter. Talking to yourself, talking to a pet, recording yourself on your phone, or talking with a supportive friend.
That removes the fear of judgment, so your brain can relax and actually speak.
Exactly. Once you build confidence in low-pressure situations, speaking in real conversations becomes much easier.
That's such valuable advice for anyone who freezes up when speaking. Jack, what should someone do on the days they feel like giving up completely?
Great question. First, remember why you started. Maybe it's for a job, for travel, for your family, or just for yourself.
That reason is powerful. It reminds you it's worth continuing.
Second, take a short break, not a permanent stop. Sometimes people need 1 day of rest, not a total quit.
That's such an important difference. A break is temporary. Giving up is permanent.
Exactly. Third, celebrate small wins. Did you understand a full sentence in a movie without subtitles? That's a win.
Did you have a small conversation, even with mistakes? That's a win too.
Fourth, remind yourself that everyone struggles. Even us. We still learn new words and phrases all the time.
That's true. Learning never really stops, for anyone.
Fifth, surround yourself with reminders of your goal. A note on your mirror, a reminder on your phone. Anything that keeps your why in front of you.
That's such a simple but powerful trick.
So if you're struggling today, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're growing.
Beautifully said, Jack.
Okay, everyone, let's make this really simple. Here's a 5-minute daily action plan you can start today.
Minute 1. Listen to one short English clip. A song verse, a news clip, anything.
Minute 2. Say 3 sentences out loud about your day.
Minute 3. Learn and repeat 2 or 3 new words.
Minute 4. Read 1 short paragraph in English out loud.
And minute 5. Write 1 sentence in your notebook or phone about anything at all.
That's it. 5 minutes. Anyone can find 5 minutes in their day.
And the beauty of this plan is, it's small enough that you'll actually stick with it.
Exactly. Consistency beats intensity.
5 minutes every day beats 5 hours once a month.
Try this for just 7 days and notice how much more confident you feel.
All right, everyone, let's practice some powerful sentences you can say to yourself when you feel discouraged.
Repeat after us.
I am learning, and that is enough for today.
Mistakes help me grow.
I don't need to be perfect. I just need to keep going.
Every day, I am a little better than yesterday.
I will not give up on myself.
Speaking badly today means speaking better tomorrow.
Beautiful. Say these to yourself whenever you feel like quitting.
These simple sentences are also great English practice and a confidence boost all at once.
So, if you started this video thinking about giving up, we hope you now feel a little more motivated to continue. Learning English is not about being perfect. It's about showing up again and again, even when it's hard. Every fluent speaker you admire was once exactly where you are now. So don't compare your day 1 to someone else's day 1,000. Keep practicing, keep speaking, keep believing in yourself. We believe in you, and we'll be right here with you every step of the way. If this video motivated you even a little, let us know in the comments.
Tell us, what's the biggest reason you almost gave up on English?
Don't forget to like this video.
And subscribe for more English lessons and motivation every week.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone.
You've got this. See you in the next video. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.